Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen,
Bang,
to
bang,
a
you shot me down.
very, very stressful series. But at least it is a series.
It is. It has become an actual series. Jeff, did you know, after reading chat in between games, did you know that the white guy casting, that's not his real voice?
Oh, nice. You have a voice changer.
I do. I'm
Nice.
sitting here, we're using a voice modulator for this whole series to try and make me sound less like a woman after I had my balls removed. It was very difficult. But I'm thankful for technology. I'm thankful.
Game 5, guys. This is it. This is the
This
show.
is it. This is the show.
This is the show.
Mr. MaximusBlack,
Yup.
hit me up with the sound of last game.
Oh, that was quick.
That wasn't actually the sound I was expecting, given the rage fest that you went through
Oh,
last
okay.
game.
Well, yeah.
However, yeah, it was still quick.
This is a good series, nonetheless.
It was very absolutely.
Yeah.
It's been a
back
very
and forth.
very good back and forth series. And honestly, I don't even know who's going to win this.
So many ridiculous plays and shit the beds that
yeah.
I actually don't know who will win. And even when somebody is winning,
Yeah.
you just never know. Like last game, it was like so apparent that the Protoss is going to win.
Yeah, exactly.
That it was just like rip.
Yeah, it was nuts. It was nuts.
Starting up here in the top left position, we have DJ Ling Boy. And down here in the bottom left, we have Primal. This is just a 2-player map. Not my favorite map, but it's okay map for PvZ. You've got this long choke-like path to each base, and then you've got a sensor tower right in the dead center of each one.
It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, and then you've got an island on each side of, or on one side, and then this side isn't an island, but you've got gold on there and a gold over here. So.
Are these the positions that are every game?
Yeah.
Because this is the only 2 positions.
This is it.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Intriguing. That's a very it's an interesting map layout for this kind of deal, where they're kind of just spreading out from left to right and never really being cross positioned.
Yeah. So very standard opening. Just gonna grab the expansion. Gonna start the warp gate research, and we'll probably put a pylon out here somewhere and begin the wall. Meanwhile, over here on Zerg, we do have the gas and the metabolic boost going. Still only 1 hatch thus far. A couple of lings out, 2 queens on the way. Also a few drones. So it looks like he is gonna plan on getting that 3rd relatively soon. But he's going to get out the metabolic boost. But at the same time, he's still collecting gas out of this. So I don't know if he's going to immediately go into a Roach Horn and try and do... there's a possibility he could do a 2-base Ravager all-in. Because normally when you get metabolic boost early on... Okay, he's going to grab the 3rd. Normally you just pull. You get enough for the 100 gas. And then you pull and get as many minerals as possible, or at the very least you just leave 1 drone on there just to collect mineral or collect gas as it's going, so that you can go ahead and get your Roach Horn or your layer and stuff like that when it needs.
Yeah.
to. But it looks like he's going to go into layer tech very quickly.
So with this map, what I'm thinking, or what I'm guessing, is that despite the fact that it's a relatively small map, at least vertically speaking, early rush plays are risky because the chokes on this map.
Yeah.
Make it pretty easy to defend, especially if you have scouting. So that tower in the middle is a vital piece of information for anybody in the early game.
Yep.
And I guess really, despite the fact that it's a smaller map, you probably see more macro style games on it.
So it looks like he's going to go right for blank. Yeah, you can even just put a pylon here and just
Anything,
get ready for an
just
overcharge.
Just block it entirely.
And just hold off. Now this is one of the good things about the Mothership Core early on. I know I've been doing a lot of hating on it throughout the tournament. But it is really a great tool to have at the beginning to deal with shitty Ling all-ins or bailing bus and such like that. Even like 2-base Roach all-ins and stuff. The overcharge is so nice to have. It can buy you time, and it just deals a lot of damage quickly. It's not until a little bit later on in the game where it just becomes kind of redundant and doesn't do a whole lot. It's more of like a psychological thing more than anything, in my opinion. Yeah, 3-base. It's going to hold off there at the Mothership Core. There's the fast Hydralisk Den.
Yep.
And I'm going to assume we're going to actually see lurkers this game.
Yeah. No, this probably makes a bit more sense for sure for the lurkers. Going to be easier to use them effectively.
Yep.
Than it was before, without question. Now, with that, when you're up against that kind of pressure, and you can see getting down from here, if there's any kind of zone control. Really difficult spot to get out. You have this big feature over here on the right-hand side. And then you've got a lot of spots for the Zerg to manipulate those chokes with Lurker.
Yep.
As a Protoss player, are you forced to basically disrupt your way out of your base if you're caught off guard, or do you have to be the one that get out there to control that space first?
You basically have to disrupt your way out your base every time.
Okay.
Under any map and under any circumstance. The disruptor is become such a vital part simply because the Colossus are just not as good as they used to be. I think the damage was decreased by like 22%. Instead of needing like 3 or 4 of them, you need like 5 or 6 of them. And at that point, it's just not as cost effective as hitting 1 or 2 good disruptor hits. But this is quite a bit of a different build here coming out from Primal. He's got that gateway in position. Of course, you need that in order to not deal with these 16-second warp-in times. He's going to warp in. I would have loved to have seen him a little bit closer over here so he can warp in on the low ground instead of coming all the way around. Speeds things up just a little bit. He's going to start creeping over his pylons, and he brought his mothership core as well to get those overcharges off, which is also a good thing to do.
It's always a bonus
when you're being aggressive. But the pylon is going to go down quickly. 1 overcharge up top. He was focus firing on that mothership core for a bit, which wasn't helping his cause. A really aggressive forward blink. Gets off a time warp there, and if he can actually get over here and do some damage underneath that time warp, it'll be a good spot for him to fight for the time being, at least.
Yeah, for the time being. Now he's got a little bit of reinforcements coming in. Again, this is a very awkward place because it's a place that if you go into one side, the enemy actually has the ability to kind of sandwich you on both sides, or vice versa. In this case, you'll see the Protoss actually making use of that map feature more than anything.
He needs those lurkers now.
The lurkers need to happen now because the stalker count is huge.
Yeah, this is an all-in. It's just blink stalker all-inning.
And we've seen him blink before, and he's got some pretty decent blink micro.
He knows what he's doing, and we're seeing it right now. I don't think he's lost the stalker yet. Oh, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. These are going down quickly. The Zerg almost needs to just forfeit this third, get some lurkers up, and hope and pray that he can spy enough time, but it's not looking like it. He's pulling the drones, he's pulling everything, and Primal is done.
Wow.
Screwing up and doing stupid shit.
Primal!
And he's saying it's time.
Finally packing it in as Primal and deciding to play properly.
Very nice build. I like this. I might actually try this out on ladder. I like this blink all in. It's still very dependent on getting up that random pylon and gateway on the map, but
yeah, it's going to be done. But it's a very strong build here. The timing on it is incredible, and very difficult for the Zerg to be able to manage. And the most importantly here about this build is it's allowed him to put on enough pressure to slow, and in this case actually, stall out lurker production.
Yeah. It's always risky. Like, teching the lurker against Protoss is like just doing a coin flip. It's saying, hey, it's either they're not going to attack in time and kill me, or they're going to attack in time and kill me. I just think it's so risky just to tech the Hydra. Hydra are glass cannons. They're great, but at the beginning, when you just don't have a lot of them. You just can't hold off a 2-base all-in from Protoss. You really need roaches and lings, and or even Ravagers, but specifically roaches and lings, just to get that mass of units up so you can overwhelm your opponent. When you only have so many Hydras, it's just not dealing you any favors. It would have been one thing if he just kind of let this go a little bit and sacrificed a little bit of Hydras and was back here at his natural building lurkers to kind of buy time, because remember, this is a blink all in. He doesn't have the robo. He doesn't have an observer. He's just sitting back, blinking away, and you need to have an observer in order to kill the lurkers, and lurkers do a high DPS. And they are really tanky as well. And I mean, it can be as tanky as almighty tits, but if you don't have any ops, you're not going to hit them anyway.
If DJ had even just taken 2 of these Hydra and turned them into lurkers, dude, he's been holding this. This could have been a wildly different scenario, but now he's tanking everything and he's just all in on it, and he's done. Now he's 100% done. If he had gotten lurkers, I think he would have been okay.
Yeah, just a nice timing there from Primal. He said, GG, well played, congrats, a very good series. Second place, gonna go home with a $50 G2A gift card. First place, $100 from G2A gift card, and
well
$150 JORD Woodwatch giveaway as well. Perfect time for Christmas.
Done. Just in time.
Just in time.
Just in time for Christmas.
Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed the ultra fast tournament. There's a lot of short games, but this is Legacy of the Void, ladies and gentlemen.
Very, very quick.
One last shout out to our sponsors. Please make sure to go check out Lootcrate. Link is in the description below. This December's month is going to be Galaxy, Halo 5, Star Wars The Force Awakens, Galaxy Quest, 10% off by using the promo code BOUS. Also, JORD wood watches. Let me just get up the screen here. JORD wood watches. Make sure to go and check them out. It's a great idea for a Christmas gift. I'm not just saying that, it really is. They're affordable. You get $20 off if you order one before December 10th. And yeah, there's like some really high-end ones. There's some cheaper ones, but they're all great quality. And yes, they're completely made out of wood, except for the face and the back. And there's like a little metal strap there as well.
You know, the inner bits
hello there, Daniel.
that need to be not
wood.
You know, wood.
But yeah, they start all the way from I think around $100, and can go all the way up to like $400. So it really all depends. A good Christmas idea. They got men's and women's watches. And, of course, G2A.com. All these links are going to be in the description of the video, guys. Make sure to check out their weekly sales. 28% off Legacy, 20% off Fallout, 23% off Battlefront, 30% off Just Cause, and you can use my promo code BOUS for an extra 3% off. Thank you so much to the sponsors for the tournament. It's not completely over yet. We're going to do a show match between myself and Primal.
Brace yourself.
Blue Baby, PvP. I can't wait.
Wait, brace yourself. PvP is coming.
We'll be right back right after this.